Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for another training vlog, and I'm just going to start calling it power building. It's really what it is. We're doing power building. We're doing a little bit of very small amounts of heavy squat, bench, deadlift, and then tons of bodybuilding work on a 5-day split. Today was chest and tricep day, so I wanted to kind of see about where I was roughly for a training max. Again, keeping in mind I haven't done any real singles since I've gone to this flat back, really wide grip, no wrist wraps or anything. I got 335 there with a nice solid pause. I just counted 2 seconds in my head when I did it. Locked out pretty good. It definitely felt heavy. It felt pretty close to a max. Maybe, not a true all-out max, but it was pretty close. So again, at least I know my strength is holding decent, because I think my best ever 5 rep was that same weight when I was heavier, back doing more powerlifting, arching, a little bit closer grip, wraps, belt. So I'll take that for now. I'll take it using this form. So after that, everything was pretty much 10 plus reps. So I dropped down to 225. Cranked out a couple sets at 10. Now this is going to be one of my longest workouts, so I really trimmed a lot of fluff to get it down to a reasonable time frame. It's still about an 11-minute vlog, obviously with no warm-ups in here, nothing else happening or moving any to and from the camera, just getting right into the sets. So what I ended up doing on this, and actually I trimmed out the band press downs at the end. I did do 2 sets of band press downs. I'm like, we just don't need those in the vlog. We got too much in here. People aren't going to watch all of this. So, so the 3 sets of bench with a heavy single, 2 sets of that. And then I went ahead and went to barbell incline. Obviously these are all either very light touch and go or paused reps. Okay, so there's no bouncing. Notice on the ones where I touch and go, it's very controlled, soft touch. I try to pause definitely more as I get closer to the end of the sets on these. Mainly, it's not always natural for me to pause on an incline. So I have to really focus on doing it for some reason, but that's okay. I don't mind, because we're still getting a stretch reflex. This particular exercise, keeping in mind the deep stretch, I'm getting a deep stretch reflex anyway I break it down. So a little bit different from the flat. But note the same setup as the other bench. I am gripping pretty much at the edge of what would be a meet legal bench. So my index finger is on the rings. Okay, index finger on the rings. So this weight I got 3 sets of 10. Part of me almost wants to just go over and do 225, because I know I can hit sets of 5 on it. Like, I lose strength really fast on rep work on the incline. But here's a point I could make with that. If I am losing that much strength, that tells me that those higher reps, when we start getting past about 5 to 6 reps, because I've done, I think not that long ago, I've done 255 for 5 reps on it, right? Tells me I really need to be doing those reps, because that's really where I'm weakest, and I really want to bring up that upper chest, right? So I'm trying to bring up the upper chest, that whole area, a lot more. I feel like it'll help my aesthetics as I continue to cut. And a lot of these other sets, guys, I didn't count the reps. I just took most of these sets to failure, or very close to failure. Most of the dumbbell presses don't look like failure. That one doesn't. The next 2 sets clearly are failure. I stick at the bottom. I can't get it out of the bottom. So I'm just, as long as I'm getting 10 plus reps. So a lot of these I'm just noting, even on sets where I got maybe 11 or 12, I just put 10 plus. Put 12 plus if I know I got at least 12 reps on every set, and so on. Doesn't mean I didn't get 14 or 15 on some of them, by the way. So in the notations, just making a note, because at this point, this is just bodybuilding work. I'm trying to get sets either very close to failure. That one was to failure, right? You watched me fail. I get that a lot, by the way, and I feel like I should comment on that one. Some of my normal work sets that I've hit failure on smaller movements, people are like, it feels like you should be grinding through more reps, and I'm like, I literally hit failure. But notice something on this. So this gives you guys a great idea of, for me personally, you guys ever notice, number 1, I don't grind. I just miss. Okay, that was a failed set right there. That was failure. It went to the bottom and I couldn't get it back out of the bottom. I don't lose reps or rep speed that much on final reps, even on hitting failure, compared to a lot of people. And the same thing at powerlifting meets, right? You guys have seen video footage or even maxes. I've put up 1 rep maxes where people are like, I can't believe you didn't get that. The bar didn't slow down. You were just, you paused, it came right off the chest on the bench and you just missed it. You went to deadlift, it exploded off the floor and it just stuck right above your knee and just came to a dead stop from moving fast. Like, yeah, and that's usually how my lifts go, right? It's usually how my lifts go. So it's the same way for me. It seems like when I hit failure, I think with a lot of times though, people want you to cheat. And that's one of the things that I've noticed too. People are like, if you're not shifting and trying to cheat and grind under the weight, it wasn't failure. But it's like it was. The weight stopped moving. But if you keep strict form, you may not always see that slowdown. I personally don't get that a lot. So if you guys notice those sets that you saw me literally hit failure, I could not move them. They stuck. You saw me try to push it up. You didn't really see it slow down on the final rep before, at least not much. So I do need to note that for people. And that's just me personally. It's just the way I've always lifted. Some people said maybe it's because you're kind of explosive. And it could be that, because I actually am explosive. I don't know that I'm actually strong. I'm just explosive. Because again, look at some of the all-out best lifetime maxes you guys have seen me hit. How many of them move pretty fast? Right? Those are lifetime PRs for me sometimes. All right, so after that, we did, after the dumbbell incline, I did dumbbell incline. The main thing I wanted here was that gave me 12 total sets for my chest. All right, 12 total sets for chest. Now, my tricep work is going to be very high because I guess it depends on, do you count it, the presses as triceps? I think that we should. I think bench and incline and all that should absolutely count as triceps. But because triceps are a bit of a weak link for me, right? My arms do need more work. I did a lot of isolation for them today. So we ended up with about 11 sets of direct tricep work after those 9 sets of big compounds. Puts me at 20. So if you don't count pressing, because some people don't like to count it, they're like, it's half sets, or we don't count the wide grip bench. Okay, so then I got 11 sets for triceps. So what I went with, though, a lot of this, I really wanted to focus on stretch position movements, trying to get that stretch reflex. So we ended up doing incline dumbbell, which really hammers that for me. And then on these, instead of doing normal skull crushers, I'm like, let's go ahead and just make sure we take them to the behind the head extension, make sure we're getting that. So I did 3 sets of this. One thing I want to note, I did decline. I tried to do decline again on the dumbbells, and they felt good. But it's just such a hassle to set up. When I don't have a dedicated decline bench with the little grips, it just makes it inconvenient. As much as I try and would love to do them more, just getting into a comfortable position, it just doesn't work. If I had a proper decline bench with the foot things, I would consider even decline bench press also. I think I could get to a point, and I do that with some of my clients who go to commercial gyms. We do an even split. For me, because I am working on the upper chest a little more, I do focus on the incline. But if I wanted to bring up just my overall chest, actually just barbell at all 3 angles works great. And I program that for some clients. I'd even consider doing it for me. Say, let's just build the whole chest. Do we need so much more upper chest? I'd consider it if I had a proper decline, but I don't. So I just keep doing the incline focus. And again, it's not like I don't have a big chest. So I just focus on that. Let's continue to just work the upper chest for now. Maybe eventually I'll get a dedicated decline bench. But I think for next week, again, I'll go back and just do these flat. Right? We'll just do them flat instead of doing this decline angle. But again, it worked for today. I still helped me really finish off the triceps. They were lit up at the end. So overall, super happy with today's workout. Everything went good. Happy with it. I feel like I'm looking fuller, leaner as we go week to week as we've been trimming down. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.